I think sustainable development is a key topic. I wonder sometimes, however, if we miss some of the basic premise for sustainable development. The only way you can sustain something over a long period of time is to stay connected to it. You can't sustain anything by disconnection. You can't sustain anything through abandoning some sort of union of sorts. And so I believe that the key to sustainable development is first strengthening our human connection, the connectivity among us. Not that we all become the same, not that we all become of the same mind and of the same ideology, not at all. In diversity comes tremendous strength, but we must, as a global community, understand that in order to tackle these big issues, environment, climate change, economics, migration, governance, geopolitics, and much, much more, of course, it's very important that we understand that human connection is the recipe for how to begin those solutions. You can't really offer viable, sustained solutions if we're not connected, if we don't see each other. I'm not saying only through a screen, but see each other as equal, see each other as you might know something I don't. And so I welcome your feedback. I may not agree with all of it, but it's welcomed, it's invited. We do that enough. And countries get along better. Conflict begins to minimize. People feel more comfortable in the marketplace. The economy seems to stabilize because we're together. Not necessarily in agreement, but we've agreed to disagree. But hey, there's a greater goal, and that goal is unity. That goal is stability. That goal is sustainability. So I believe that human connection is the basis for all of that. I think sometimes we make it harder than it is. I'll say that. Is it easy? Probably not. If it was easy, it would have already been done. But I do think we have a funny ability to complicate it unnecessarily. And that's the reason why we really put a lot of emphasis and focus on the examples set by people with intellectual disabilities, with different abilities. The athletes of Special Olympics, the movement of Special Olympics, the inclusion movement, welcomes difference. Doesn't just tolerate it, it welcomes difference. Go to any Special Olympics event and you will see people of different abilities, different conditions, different sizes, different colors, different everything. They're all together. There's no separation, there's no division. The misunderstandings might simply be on the sports rules or something, but it's a unified community. It's a unified setting. But in the true sense, not in the romantic sense, in the very transactional, technical sense, when you go, you realize the world could be like this because here it is. I'm here in the world. I've been here all day. I've been here all week. There's an incredible sense of solidarity. I think that the world would benefit greatly by playing more with Special Olympic athletes. You don't have to speak their language to understand them. You don't have to be better or worse than, you don't have to lose for them to win. In the words of Eunice Kennedy Shriver, the founder of Special Olympics, our athletes, people with intellectual disabilities, offer the world victory without victims. Think of that. Tremendous power in the idea that I can win and you don't have to lose. Think of what the world could be if we all thought along those lines. And it's not romantic and it's not fictitious. It's going to happen in 2 weeks here in Poland at the Special Olympics the Special Olympics Poland National Winter Games. It's clear the global community needs a new model, new teachers, new examples. Sure, the education, but not in the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s. I'm not only speaking about algebra and social studies and the more sophisticated engineering. I'm talking about the very basic education of accepting people who are different, of including those people on the margins, make them feel a part of the community. The idea of supporting people who need you, people who may be weaker in one area but likely are stronger in others. That social and emotional learning, that inclusive mindset. The idea that when you wake up every day and you say to yourself, how can I make someone feel welcome today? What if all 8 billion people in the world woke up in the morning and said, today I have to make sure that somebody who's on the margins feels welcomed. Think of the sheer force of human good that could be done. And think of how many people's lives could be transformed. Not only, all of us. So I believe that the leadership, the education that is needed right now, regrettably, Tom, I don't believe it's going to come from government leaders. I don't believe it's going to come from corporate leaders. We've seen that. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked in its entirety. The world is asking for new examples and new models. We believe and we contend, after 5 decades of experience, that the athletes of Special Olympics are the teachers of a world of inclusion.